In the world of mixed martial arts, where physical and mental toughness are celebrated, some matchups are so dangerous that even fighters themselves admit they could have life-altering consequences. Khamzat Chimaev, one of the UFC's most talked-about rising stars, has openly expressed gratitude for a cancelled fight during his journey to the top, because in his words, "I'd be in jail." But why would a fighter as confident as Chimaev make such a bold statement? And what does it say about the risks involved in combat sports? Let's dive into this fascinating story. Chimaev, often referred to by his nickname Boars, is on the verge of a career-defining moment. This Saturday, at UFC 319, he will step into the octagon to challenge Dricus du Plessis for the middleweight championship. If successful, the undefeated Chechen-Swedish fighter will cement his legacy as one of the fastest rising talents in UFC history. However, his road to the title hasn't been without its twists and turns, including a pivotal moment when a scheduled fight fell through, which he now says was a blessing in disguise. To understand the gravity of Chimaev's comments, we need to rewind to 2022. At the time, Chimaev was widely considered the next big thing in the welterweight division after an impressive win over Gilbert Burns, a grueling 3-round battle that showcased his resilience and skill. Fans and analysts alike believed he was just one victory away from earning a shot at the 170-pound belt. That potential opponent? None other than Nate Diaz, one of the UFC's most beloved and durable veterans. But here's where things took a controversial turn. Ahead of UFC 279, Chimaev shockingly missed weight by a staggering 7.5 pounds, derailing the highly anticipated main event against Diaz. The fallout led to a reshuffled card, with Diaz instead facing Tony Ferguson in what turned out to be his final UFC bout. Meanwhile, Chimaev demolished Kevin Holland in under 2 minutes using a slick Darce choke submission. After the dust settled, Chimaev made headlines again, but not for his performance. During the post-fight press conference, he revealed a chilling perspective on what might have happened if he had faced Diaz. "I don't understand thinking he can win against me," Chimaev said bluntly. "Diaz has to thank God he didn't fight me. If I fought him, I would kill him. I'd be in jail, so maybe I have to be happy." These remarks sparked intense debate among fans and pundits. Was Chimaev simply being brutally honest about the mismatch in styles and athleticism? Or was this a case of youthful bravado crossing the line into recklessness? To add context, Chimaev elaborated further. "Did you see that fight, Diaz versus Ferguson? Did you see how tired those guys got? Did you see their kicks, punches, wrestling, grappling? The guy is old. I'm the young guy. I'm the killer." While opinions differ, one person who seemed to agree with Chimaev's assessment was former UFC title challenger Dan Hardy. Speaking months before UFC 279, Hardy described the proposed matchup as nothing short of an assassination attempt on Diaz. On the Freedom Pact podcast, he criticized the promotion for even considering the pairing, calling it a blatant effort to bury Diaz before the end of his UFC contract. Imagine Nate Diaz fighting Khamzat Chimaev. "We all knew what that was," Hardy remarked. "Fortunately, it worked out that the fight didn't happen. And then, what did we get from Dana White the week after? It's a good thing that fight didn't happen. That would have been really bad. Like, yeah, man, I don't have to buy your bullshit anymore because I know it's bullshit. You know what you're doing." It was an assassination attempt. They were trying to bury Diaz before he left his UFC contract. Looking back, it's clear that the cancellation of the Diaz fight may have saved Chimaev from unnecessary controversy, while also redirecting his path toward middleweight glory. His infamous weight cut mishap forced him to reconsider his approach and ultimately paved the way for his current title shot against du Plessis. Without that setback, Chimaev might still be chasing welterweight gold rather than competing for the 185-pound strap. So what do you think? Was Chimaev right to suggest that fighting Diaz would have ended in disaster? Or is this just another example of a fighter hyping himself up ahead of a big showdown? Should promotions like the UFC take greater responsibility for protecting veteran athletes from potentially harmful matchups late in their careers? These questions linger as Chimaev prepares to make history this weekend, and they're worth discussing in the comments below.